Hello and welcome to my channel, Distinctive Crochet. My name is Priscilla and I would like to thank all my new subscribers for coming to check me out and all my returning subscribers for spending some time with me. Alright everyone, today is Monday, so it is time to work your whips Monday. And last week I had started my sideways summer tee, so I am pretty much crocheting a t-shirt like this. And I took the measurements off of an actual t-shirt. I will definitely link part 1 down below where you can check out all the information on how I got started. But where we are today, and remember it's a sideways tee because the way we're constructing it is sideways. So we started at the sleeve and then we worked our foundation double crochets to start the body part of it. Okay, so I'm in like this area right here as far as working this way. So what my goal for today is is hopefully to get all the way across, if I can, at least to the sleeve part where I can give you guys the instructions on what you need to do to drop off the body and just continue on the sleeve. So hopefully I'll get there, if not for sure by next week. But I don't have too much information to give you right now, other than the fact that I got the measurements. So I minus the sleeve, I want to work the body for my size, or for me, for 19 inches, because the shoulder part is 5 on each side, and then I have the center where the neck opening is going to be 9 inches. Okay, so that's 5 and 5 is 10, and 9 more is 19. So not counting the sleeve part, just from here to here, I want that to be 19 inches, and then I'll know that I'm ready to start the other sleeve part. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. And this is my progress so far. So this is actually the sleeve part there, and then so I did start working on the shoulder part. So as that comes up, I need to work it all the way across to this part, and that should I'm gonna stop when I get to 19 inches. So when I measure, not starting here, I'm not gonna measure that part, but I'm gonna measure from here and then all the way across, and I'll stop at 19 inches, and then I'll know I'll have it big enough for me. Okay, so that is what I'm going to be doing today. So I'm pretty much just going to be picking up where I left off last week and working back and forth across. And remember, you needed to have your stitch marker in there so that you can know when to start working your pattern stitch. And again, the details for the pattern stitch is in part 1. If you need a quick refresher, I'm just pretty much working 6 stitches in this chain 4 space, chaining 4 over the group of 6 stitches, and then repeating that all the way across, making sure you have your 3 double crochets for your border stitch on the top and this bottom here before we get into the body stitches, and then we're just working double crochets across for the body stitches. Alright, so hopefully that gets you started to where you need to be for today, and we're just going to continue to work all the way across. Hopefully we'll get because this is the back piece, so we don't have to worry about the neck openings necessarily. We're just going to be working evenly across until we get my 19 inches or whatever width across you need from shoulder to shoulder. Alright, so just keep working that same pattern until you get the width from shoulder to shoulder, and then we'll come back and talk about how to finish off the other sleeve. Okay, hopefully I'll get there. I'm not for sure, but we'll see how it goes. All right, so go ahead and grab your project if you haven't already, so that you can get some progress done with me. Even if you're not working on this top, go ahead and grab a project and we can get some progress done. Alright everyone, here we go. Alright everyone, and I made it back. So I did I worked a little longer than I usually do because I wanted to go ahead and get this part done for you guys in case you were wanted to finish the back. So I did get all the way, I did get all the way across. Now because we have a lot of chains and open stitches, this is a bit more stretchier than the double crochets at the bottom. So in order to get your measurement, make sure you measure the bottom to get the measurement that you need to go across. So for me it was 19 inches, so I wanted to make sure I measured this bottom body part here to get the 19 inches, not the top part, because the top is more stretchy because of the open stitches, and it'll seem like you're at where you need to be before you actually are in the body. So make sure you go ahead and measure your body stitches, and that way you'll get the correct measurement. Alright, so now that I have made it all the way across, I'm ready just to go ahead and start working the other sleeve to finish off. So in order to do that, I really hope you guys kept your stitch marker in place, because this is going to make it so easy. All you have to do is, okay, so first of all, what I did was when I was at the bottom, I had to work back up another row to get my 19 inches, and that, you know, made it 19. So then I continued to work all the way up the sleeve as usual, and then I came back. So this is where I am now. So I just came back, and I'm getting ready to work the stitch that my stitch marker is in. Okay, so now I just put a double crochet in there. Now all I'm going to do is chain 2 and turn. So I'm chain 2, turn. So I'm just going to ignore all of these body stitches. I'm not going to work this anymore. I'm just going to chain 2 and turn. I'm going to put my first double crochet in there, and then I'm going to do the next 2 double crochet, and then I'll continue on with my pattern. So for right, since I'm in the space, I need to put 6 double crochets in that space, right? Okay, and then I would just need to chain 4 and then continue on with the pattern as before. Okay, chain 4 again, 1 2 3 4, and then go ahead and put my next set of stitches in that space. Alright, and then I'm at the top, so I just put my 3 double crochets, 1 in each stitch in the last 3. Then I'm going to chain 2 and turn. Alright, and then I'm just going to continue working that sleeve until I have the same number of rows that I had on this sleeve. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that really quickly, because on the last part you want to finish off like this with all double crochets. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and work the rest of my sleeve. It shouldn't take too long just for that part, and then I'll come back and show you how to finish it off, and then that way when we come back next week we can go ahead and start working the front piece. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Alright everyone, and I made it back. So I have completed my second sleeve except for the last row. So what I did was I worked the sleeve until I had the same number of rows except for this last row here, because that's where we did our foundation. Now depending on where you are in the pattern, you may have to do different directions. So for example, I have 3 groups of the double crochet, 6 double crochets, but on the row before I only had 2 groups and I had 3 groups of chain. Alright, so let me see, I think that's how I started off over here. Yeah, so when I started I had the 3 groups of chain 4 and the 2 groups of 6 double crochets. Now why that makes a difference is because you want to, whatever number of stitches you started with for your foundation to start the sleeve is the same number you want to finish with. Okay, so if I would have finished the row before, I just would have put 1 double crochet in each stitch across, and that would have given me 30 stitches. However, for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 1 in each double crochet across. I'm sorry, yeah, 1 in each double crochet, also 1 in each of the chain stitches themselves. But when I get to this last group of 6, I'm only going to work 4 of those, and then I'll work the last 3 double crochets, and that will give me my 30 across. Okay, so pretty much what you're trying to do is you're trying to end off where you have the same number of stitches you started with on the other sleeve. All right, because if at this point, if I do let's see, that's 18, and then another 8 would be let's see, 26, that's 18, and then 22, and then 26, and then another 6 will give me 32. So I have to skip those last 2 stitches and then work the 3 at the end, and that will give me my 30 stitches. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. And if you don't have exactly the number that you started with because you have an extra group of your double crochets, then just work it out like that. See how many you need to skip, and then just go ahead and do that so you end off with the same number that you started with. But pretty much you just want a nice even row of double crochets all the way across to finish it off. So I'm going to go ahead and do mine, and I will meet you back to show you the finished sleeve, and then we'll end off from here. All right, here we go. Alright everyone, and I made it back. So this is looking gorgeous so far. I am very excited about the progress that I got done, and I can't wait to get it completely finished. So as you can see, I just wanted to show you guys that I did go ahead and put all the double crochets in. What I ended up doing, because I didn't want to skip the last 2 because it left kind of a big gap, so I skipped one of the chains at the end. Like I skipped one of the chains, and then I only had to skip 1 stitch. So I mean, you could work it out something like that, however you feel comfortable doing that. But like the end goal is just making sure you have the same number of stitches on this side, that you want to finish off with all double crochets. Okay, that way you get that nice even clean edge for the bottom of your sleeve. Okay, because that'll be the bottom of your sleeve. And then we have our double crochets at the top and bottom, so when we go to seam up the sleeve, it'll fit, it'll give us a nice easy clean edge to go ahead and stitch those together however we decide to do that. Alright, so that is my progress for the day. It is looking gorgeous. So it's very long. I guess it's going to be like a tunic length for me, which I don't mind at all. That's kind of like my favorite style. I really like a nice long top. But I am super excited about getting this done. Alright, so that is all the information I have to share with you all today. And next week we'll go ahead and start off working the front. And for the front, we will have to do something a little bit different when we get to the neck portion here. So when we get to the neck portion, we'll be doing something a little bit different. So I will definitely give you the instructions for that when we come to it. But that is pretty much all we had to do for the back. So our back is now finished. It is up to you if you want to weave in your ends for that or not. Me personally, I like to leave mine to the very last. Just in case, because the way I weave in my ends, they don't come out like I just not this way, that way, turn this. They don't look very nice on the inside of the garment, but they are definitely sturdy. But anyway, that is what we're doing for the day, and I can't wait to start the front next week with you all. So please remember to make sure you let me know the progress that you got done in the project that you were working on. Especially if you're working on this, I would really like to hear about it. Let me know what you think so far. And if you didn't, of course, my time was on speed. So if you didn't get as much progress done as me in the same time as the length of this video, of course I understand that. But today I worked about, I think it was about 2.5 hours or so on this, just to get it done for you guys. So I usually only work about 1.5 hours. So I worked about an extra hour. That way I can get that done. So you guys can spread your time out over the course of the week so that you'll be ready to work with me on the back portion of this. I'm sorry, the front portion of this next week. Alright, so leave all that in the comments down below. Remember to give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.